For another movie title challenge. Which one's a better movie title? The End Was Nigh or Later Than You Think? Thank you, Haley, film producer, screenwriter, and I do this for a living or whatever. Thanks for including a little bit about the movie. Just including the genre or whatever definitely helps me give better advice. I'm not really in love with either one of these based on the info you're giving me, but if I had to pick, The End Was Nigh would be my choice. Although it does sort of suggest like Christmas or something, so if Christmas is not a part of your movie, then maybe this is not the right title. But I do think it sort of strikes the right tonal thing. Like if you were like, yeah, have an apocalypse comedy. It's called The End Was Nigh. I'd be like, all right, that's pretty good. Later Than You Think, I don't really like. I will admit that I have a huge bias against movies that have the word you in the title. It's just so generic. There's so many titles like that. They all tend to be rom coms, and they all tend to be totally interchangeable and forgettable. I can't distinguish one from another. It's just such a generic move. Titles like Me and You and Everyone We Know, and You and Him and the Other Guy, and 10 Things I Hate About You, and which that one's not a bad title. But maybe the only reason you remember it's because it was successful. Just You and Him and the Other Guy, You and Me and Larry, Larry and Todd and You. It just they all feel so interchangeable that I just am not really a fan of any title that uses that word in a way that's not more unique. There are exceptions. You Only Live Twice. That's an excellent title. Let's talk about the rest of your comment. False Alarm Apocalypse. I love that. I don't know what screenplay you got in mind, but I love that. I don't want that to happen at the end of the movie, but halfway through, if they're just like false alarm, there's still apocalypse. That to me is fertile ground for something. Are you going to write the good version of it? I hope so. But let's talk about drama, comedy, anthology. Those three words together are kind of terrifying. Okay, first of all, the word anthology is a bad word to many people, producers and distributors in the film industry. You don't see that many anthologies. They're hard to sell. They're hard to distribute. The only ones I can think of that were kind of successful are the horror shorts, right? For whatever reason, that genre space sort of lends itself to anthologies better than anything else. Putting the words drama, comedy together, scary. Gotta tell you. This is also called a dramedy. Usually what it tells people is, I need to be worried about whether or not they're going to get the tone right in this movie. It might be better to just call it a comedy anthology, and then there just happens to be a few poignant moments in it. But again, I've never heard of a comedy anthology being financed.